Travel and Tour World is attending the 39th ASEAN Tourism Forum at the Brunei International Conference Center in Brunei Darussalam. And we have with us Howard Lance Uyking. He is the Assistant Secretary, Branding and Marketing Communication Office, Philippines. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, how has the show been so far?
It's been great. Our stakeholders from the booth tell us that a lot of tour operators here and businesses here are interested in doing business in the Philippines. And on the substantive side, we're spearheading the framework for gender and development in the ASEAN when it comes to the tourism industry, as well as the standards or guidelines for environmental sustainability. So an official statement will be given tomorrow by the minister, but the fact that we're spearheading it means a lot because ASEAN recognizes that we've been practicing these kinds of policies already in the Philippines.
How Department of Tourism is aiming to boost Philippine tourism infrastructure and connectivity.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us about it?
Sure.
And will there be any kind of funding?
Yes, actually, the funding will come from our infrastructure agencies, the Department of Transportation and the Department of Public Works and Highways. So, majority of that budget will go to connectivity, building more gateways around the 16 regions across the country. And aside from that, we're also upgrading our roads, so it's easier to travel by land as well. So I think we're investing around 1,500 kilometers of roads with a 125 billion peso budget. So that's around $4 billion.
Okay. So what measures are being put in place to simplify airport procedures in Philippines?
We've already started doing electronic passports, so that speeds up the whole process when arriving the airports. Other than that, we also have one for China. It's not actually called, it's unfortunately named Visa upon arrival, but it's not really that. They arrive here, but they still have to apply, subject to our Bureau of Immigration. Basically, it just speeds up the process, but but they still have to go through the guidelines of the Bureau of Immigration before being granted a visa.
Okay.
So that's what I want to clarify.
In 2019, Philippines recorded 8 million foreign tourist arrival.
Mm-hmm.
So what factors drove this growth?
Aside from the reopening of Boracay Island, which is now again our top destination, we really improved connectivity. So there are more flights, there are more airports to service, more inbound flights. So I think that greatly contributed to our 15% increase versus last year.
How are you promoting sustainable tourism through the Save Our Spots campaign?
Sure. The Save Our Spots campaign is a movement for tourists, both foreign and local, while they're in the Philippines. So it's an educational campaign as well to teach them what to do and what not to do in our tourist spots. And it's also to promote environmental preservation by telling them not to litter, not to use plastic, not to touch whale sharks, not to respect our culture and heritage, and to buy local. So these are just simple tips that we actively push for them to preserve our destinations.
What are the kind of promotional activities you will do in 2020 and the exciting array of events for the Philippines Tourism Board?
For promotions, since connectivity and accessibility has vastly improved, we can now promote our lesser-known destinations. So I think the top destinations that we're known for would be Manila, Cebu, Palawan, Boracay, but there are a whole lot of other places in the Philippines that are lesser known but as equally exhilarating as our top destinations.
Okay.
So if I can name a few.
Yes, definitely.
Siquijor. So it's a mystical island because of its history and has really nice falls and caves. Eastern Visayas, it's an entire region that was previously ravaged by Typhoon Haiyan, but now it's recovered, and the beaches, caves, what else? The rivers and the forests are as beautiful as ever.
Okay. So Department of Justice recently shortened the visa on arrival for the Chinese tourist. Why this move?
As I mentioned again, it's not technically visa on arrival because they still have to apply. It just speeds up the process. This is also to address the influx of Chinese tourists recently. There have been a lot of investments from China, and the amount of Chinese tourists versus all the other tourists in the previous years have had exponential growth. So this is one way of accommodating more tourists.
Okay. Which is the major source market for Philippines?
It's still South Korea.
Okay.
It's our number one.
And how's MICE market performing here?
MICE is still in its early stages. We've hosted some aviation events last year, but it's in its early stages because the MICE roadmap started in 2017. So its completion for planning is actually targeted at 2022, and by that time only will we construct more conventions to accommodate more MICE events. So again, it's in its early stages, but we are capable of handling small to medium events.
Okay. So what do you think will be the trend in tourism in the year 2020?
For this 2020, it's definitely digital, but not mainstream. We're trying to really target the niche tourists. There's certain apps, certain websites, certain influencers that appeal to them. So we're trying to find the best experience for them as well.
So what do you think? Artificial intelligence will take over the human touch in the hospitality industry?
No, I don't think so. Not for the hospitality industry. A lot of tourists actually come here because they want the warmth of Filipinos. So it's really they're after the human touch, the human care.
Okay, thank you so much.